I've been a lifelong member of this parish, and I've heard a lot of different gospels, and this gospel in particular, as all of them do, but this one in particular speaks about faith. This faith in God, this faith in what the prophets have told you, and I think it's very important. And today I want to talk about faith, the idea of faith, what it can mean to different people. And so with this idea of faith, I think there are two different important definitions of faith. The first being a more secular one that you can find in the dictionary, which is more or less as follows. Faith, as defined by Merriam-Webster, is a complete trust or confidence in something. Now, whether that faith be in someone, something, or even, I would say most importantly, yourself. Having faith in yourself is very important when you go through life. Sometimes you're faced with a lot of uncertainties, and I think one of the things, when you're a kid, you really think adults have it all figured out. When you're a kid, most of your decisions are made by grown-ups, and you have a good life. And when the unfortunate truth you realize sometime in your teenage years is that not all adults have it all figured out, and everyone is pretty much winging it all the time. But that's kind of comforting. And from there, you can realize that you can have this faith in yourself and your own decision making. Okay. And with faith, it's important that you work on building it for yourself, because it's a hard thing to acquire, especially for younger people, and I'm sure everyone has been there. During difficult moments of your life, it's very hard to have faith in yourself, especially for a senior in high school. You have a lot of big decisions to make about your future. You suddenly find yourself having to apply to different colleges or figure out if you want to go to a trade school or what you want to study, and it's a lot. And having faith in myself was very difficult during this time period. And during my service trip to Syracuse, New York, this past year, I developed so much more faith in myself because of my service there. I had so many experiences that helped me to realize that I have a calling towards that. And so this upcoming year, I will be taking a gap year to volunteer and to travel and explore that a lot more for myself. And I would not have been able to come to that conclusion without having a little faith in myself. Now, a more important kind of faith I would consider is, of course, faith in God. It's important to know that you are walking a path that God has chosen for you and to trust the process. And when I think about this idea of faith, I always come back to this phrase, "This too shall pass." I'm sure a lot of you have heard it from somewhere, so I'll keep this brief. The story goes that King Solomon was trying to humble his wisest servant. So he asked him to perform a seemingly impossible task, to find something that did not exist. He requested a magic ring, one that, if a sad man wore it, he would become happy, and if a happy man wore it, he would grow sad. The story suggests that the servant could not find anything of such nature. So King Solomon decided upon himself to go to a jeweler and designed a ring with that inscription, "This too shall pass." And any time I'm facing a difficult thing in life, I always remind myself that most things in life are temporary, and I will get through it. As one of my theology teachers at Boston College High School told me, God can open the door, but you have to walk through it. So I encourage each and every one of you to continue to cultivate and grow your own faith. Take some time, reflect on your relationship with God, especially if you're younger. You'll figure it out. I promise it's worth it. Thank you.